Happy Thursday. My name's Jana and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and an avid stamper in general. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am so glad you're here, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome, welcome. I am going to be doing my drawing and a little giveaway for reaching 2,000 subbies during my live demo today. So stay tuned for that. All right, I am just getting organized here. All right, there we go. I think everything looks okay. Ooh, did you hear my stomach just growl? All right, so I thought it was time to do a Christmas card, so we're going to be doing that with using the Reindeer Fun stamp and coordinating die set. And there are a lot of dies in this set. It's missing one because I have it on my little magnet board over here, getting ready to use. And there we go. Yeah, when I first got this die set, I didn't realize that there were 2 sheets of dies in there. So I was thinking all that came in the die set was this sheet until I was looking at it somewhere, I don't know, in the catalog or something. And it's like, wait a minute, there's a whole nother set of dies. So yeah. Always be sure that you are seeing all the dies in your set when you get it, because there are a few like that where there's actually 2 sheets of dies and you may not know that until you pull them out. Okay, so this is just an extra cute set. There's also coordinating papers. Let me pull those out. The papers are really, really cute. And some of the dies cut these images out too, so that's cool. You can cut them out and not even have to worry about coloring them up because it's already been done for you. I love this holly paper. This is super cute, like Santa's reindeer there. So I'm just going to show you all of these real quick. I'm actually not using any of the papers from this pack today, but I just wanted you to see them because they're so cute. Very, very adorable. I wish some of these elements were actually in the stamp set, like the little bunny on the sleigh there. That is so cute. And there's little jingle bells on the back. I'll show you the paper that I am going to be using today. It is this pack right here called Take A. I think it's supposed to be bow because it coordinates with a bow set that is available that you can, I think it's just dies. I can't remember if there's stamps, but there's a die set called Take a Bow. And you can make your own, you know, fluffy bows for packaging. So I'm just going to flip through here. You get a lot of the same patterns in this because they made it specifically, excuse me, really to use with that die set, and you need a lot of the same papers to cut all the strips to make your bows with. But it's a great paper pack to use for Christmas in general because the patterns are small if you like to make cards, and they're of course all color coordinated. Hi Donna, hi Brian. I hope everyone's doing well. All right, so let's get started. I've got all my parts and pieces here. I'm also going to use one of the circle dies from this set, which is the deckled circle dies, and I'm using the one that is missing right here. So I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's the eighth size up from the smallest. You get how many? 14 circle dies in this set. So it's a lot. All right. What do I want to start with? I'm going to start with doing the front panel. And so I went ahead, and this is a great card to use up scraps, but I wanted to use these papers, so I went ahead and cut myself some strips. So my piece of white paper here is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I cut these strips. They're 5 1/4, or no, sorry, they're 4 by 1 inch. So they're all just an inch. And so I just picked 2 of the patterns out of that paper pack. And so let me see, I want green, and so there's that, and that, and that, and then I have one left over. So what I am gonna do is pull this up here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use glue. Just because I can reposition it quickly if I need to. So have any of you started making Christmas cards, or maybe you have and you're already done? I've been so busy working on making things for the craft fair that I'm going to take part in, that other than the cards that I have made during my live shows here, I haven't made any other Halloween cards. So that's how far behind I am. I'm too busy making stuff for that craft fair. And had I been more proactive, I should have been doing it all through the year. But what's the word when you put stuff off? That's kind of how I am, waiting till the last minute to get it done. So I've been working like a mad woman. I have to say, I've made some cute things so far. And at this point, I kind of figure what I get done is what I get done. But I think my table will be full enough. Okay, so I'm starting this by putting the 2 end pieces on, okay? And then I am going to bring my little, I have one of these handy dandy Tim Holtz rulers where it's got a center point here, so you can line your card up so that it's measuring the same on each, so it goes out to 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. So you get your 0 in the center here, and I think that's it right there. And that way I can then measure or align my other one here in the middle. That's the only one that I'm really concerned with getting it where I want it, The other 2 strips that are going to go in between, I'm just going to eyeball those. And of course, you could make your strips skinnier so you could fit more on there if you wanted. Okay, so let me see if I can sort of line this up. There we go. And get it going down the piece of paper fairly straight. That doesn't look half bad. Okay, now I can put that away and bring my red strips in and fit them in. So I just wanted to have a little bit of the white showing in between. So that's what I'm talking about. If you want more white showing, you can just make your strips of paper skinnier. Thank you. Procrastination. Yeah, I'm bad about that. Oh, Donnie, you're making craft fair items too. What are you making? I would love to know. I'm making more small items like that would be great for small gifts or stocking stuffers, that kind of thing. I've done some really cute pencil packs with a die that Anna White designed. Hi, Anna, if you're watching. And so each little thing holds, I think it's 4 pencils. So I did those. I did some tea and little chocolate booklet things that are, it's shaped like a big tea bag. I did some of those beaded pin things. I got the kits for those and did those. I've been crocheting stuff. I'm working now on some cute little dream catcher things. What else did I'm forgetting stuff that I did. Oh, I made little notebooks that have pens. And Beck and Sam, if you are watching, I used your pattern, your instructions and video for that. I don't know. I make them and then I package them up and then, you know, they're put away and I don't have to think about them anymore. So I know I'm forgetting stuff that I did. But oh, I did nail files in cute little holders. Oh, Donnie, you're making cards and Hershey Nugget Snowman. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are so cute. Okay, so I've got, you know, extra little bits hanging off. I tried to make them so they were just hanging off of one side here to go back and trim. So our craft thing that we're taking, my friend Danita and I, my bestie, we are taking part in the craft fair that is going to be at the Nazarene Church here where I live. They just always put on a really great craft fair. They do lunch and it's 2 days long, which that's what I like. We debated about doing one. They have a really big one that they do here at the rec center, but it's only from 10 to 4 one day. That's not enough time. If you're going to invest all this time in making things, I mean, 10 to 4, that's just, no. And so I said, well, what about the Nazarene Church always puts on a really great one. It's my favorite one for here where I live. And so, plus they're really inexpensive to take part in. And so that's what we decided to do. All right, so there is that, and I can go ahead now and attach that onto my card base. And I chose Granny Apple Green because it's one of the colors in this paper pack. What did I get there? Oh, a little tiny strip of paper. So let me just get that on there. And so our spaces are, it's just an 8-foot table. I got one space and Danita got two. She does a lot of home decor, you know, or decorative kind of things. So a lot of her items are bigger. So she needed, you know, more room. So she got 2 table spaces. And I just got one. Did I say I've made ornaments too? I've been making ornaments. And I've got more ornaments still to make. I will be showing some of those for my Saturday morning makes this Saturday if you're interested in coming back to see what I have done. Okay, so that part is ready. What do I want to do next? Let's stamp and color. All right, so I've got a piece of white here and I have loaded up this cutie patootie little deer. And I'm going to stamp him out with my Memento Tuxedo Black. I better get my little, bring my little foam mat in here since this is a clear stamp. Post-it notepads, larger notepads. Yeah, you're being a busy girl too. So Danita lives, the one that's doing the fair with me, she lives in a different city that's about 5.5 hours from here. The city that I grew up in and came from, which is Klamath Falls here in Oregon. And so they have to travel to come up here for this. So they're going to come, we get to go in Thursday to set up our space. And then it will be Friday and Saturday. But back in the day when we all lived in Klamath Falls, there was a huge craft fair at the fairgrounds there. And it was actually 3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we had like bigger booth spaces there. It was actually more like a booth space. So my sister would make stuff for it, my mom and Danita and I. And one year, maybe it was the first year, they had like a big room and then a small room. And we were in the small room. So to entice people into the small room, we would take our air popper, remember those air popper popcorn things? And we would pop popcorn to draw people to our booth, and it worked. Okay, so I've got some browns out here to color my deer with. I've got these are like the numbered ones, not the ones that are match up to the ink pads. These are like in the skin tone groups, but there's some great brown colors. So I've got SU 200, SU 300, and SU 500 here that I am going to color with. So the smaller the number, the darker the color in how they have these. So I'm going to start with the 500, and I'm just going to do a little bit here on his muzzle and chin, and down the chest here. Anyway, that craft fair was pretty fun. I'm going to do a little bit down here by his hooves. Is that right? You'd think I should know that. I mean, I grew up around horses. I never know if it's hooves or hoofs. I think it's with a V, right? Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit here on his underbelly and on his tail. I I can just do the whole tail because I'm going to be coming in with some other colors. I think that's it for that color. All right, now this is 300, and I'm just going to go over most of it, the rest of the deer with this color. And I want to come around his eye here a little bit, but not, I want to leave just the slightest little bit of white there. I did. Okay, now I can come in and color the rest. And I have to say this little guy is really fun to color because there's so many choices in the colors that you can color him up. You could even just color him red. He would be really super cute, just colored up red if you wanted to do that. Doesn't have to be difficult. And I see I went somewhere I didn't want to go there. Should I make this closer? There we go. Then you can see my mistakes better. Okay, this does not have to be precise because I just want to get this color on here without going over the line too much. I used to do quite a few classes years ago, and I remember doing one in particular where we were coloring with chalk, and it was whatever technique I was doing. I told everybody, I said, don't be afraid to go outside of the lines with this because it's kind of meant to look that way, sort of a watercolory effect or something. And I just had people in the group or the class that couldn't bear to color outside of the lines. So I know there are people, you know, that are like that. But when it's okay to color outside of the lines, it should be okay. I don't like to go outside of the lines when it's not meant to be, but let me clean this up a little bit because I did go outside of the line there. And the color lifter marker just works great like a little eraser. And I didn't mean to get that color in there, so I'll probably just have to go back over that a little bit. Hi, Marianne. Oh, it's okay. You know, you're not that late. I did the front of the card here with some strips of paper onto a piece of white. And that's all I've done other than now I'm just being a jabberbox and getting this deer colored. Okay, so there is that. And oh, I think I wanted to go on his tail a little bit here with this darker color. And then I'm going to blend that out. And I can see maybe another place or two that I need to clean up a little bit. Right here. And right there. All right, so now I can bring in the darkest color here. And I'm just going to do a little fun thing where I'm going to kind of come down here and give him a little widow's peak right here in the middle of his forehead. And then I'm going to take this dark color up to the back of his ear there. And over here. I am no expert on deer markings or colors. It's just all in how you want your deer to look. And then I'm just gonna come down the top of his back here a little bit with this. There we go with that. And then I'll just blend this out just ever so much. Okay, and now I just need to do the inside of his ear, and I've got dark and light, pretty and pink for that. So I'm going to start with the light. Oh, he's cute already, but he's going to get cuter. Okay, now I'm just going to come down to the inside of his ear right here for the darker part. Oh, and then I think just one other little bit. I just wanted to blend this a little bit. I'm leaving that little bit of white right above the black part of his, what is it? Hooves? Hoofs? I don't know. Okay, I have to see what people are saying. Hi, Jennifer. I watched a video yesterday. The lady said less variety, more items is better for her at craft shows. Yeah, I have been trying to make several of each item I've been doing. Okay, so here's what our little deer looks like so far. Cute. Okay, I can get rid of this now. And I need my Versamark. And I've got this little bunch of dots from the stamp set. See these little spots right here? I'm going to give my deer some little spots on his back end. But I need to make sure that I only get the embossing powder where I want it. So I'm going to go over that with my embossing buddy. It got a little extra heavy there. Let me bring in my tray and get my powder ready. Okay. Let's see how I want. Okay, that looks good there. Cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get this heat set. I better cover up my ink. So stinking cute. I love its little white spots. Okay. Now then, I'm gonna need that still, so I'm not gonna put that away, but I can go ahead and cut him out. So let me get the dies. pricing is the other thing, you know, how to price your items so that you actually sell them. This is the first time I've done a craft fair in a gazillion years, but I try to price I mean, you can't charge for your time, which is too bad, but it's just how it is. If you put stuff too expensive, people walk along and look at it and say, oh, I can do that, you know. So anyway, let me get this cut. Brian, you're taking me in the car with you. Going to go get a refill on your Dr. Pepper. Okay, I'll ride along. Is the sun shining there? It's shining here today. Okay, well, it probably would help if I put this back in here so I don't lose it. Oh, I made the cutest little hand sanitizer holders too. Oh my goodness, they turned out so cute. I borrowed a stamp set and then I liked it so much that I had to go find it on eBay because it's an old retired Stampin' Up set. Didn't he turn out cute, you guys? I just love him. And it's a Smitten Mittens, that's what it's called. And I was so happy that I was able to find it on eBay. Okay, so I have another piece of basic white here, and I have this die that's this kind of wreathy thing from the die set here, the Reindeer Fun. So I'm going to cut this out. It's actually, before I do it that way, I'm going to use my circle die. That's the one that I showed in the beginning from the Deckled Circles. I'm going to cut myself out a circle because the way this die cuts, well, you'll see. So let me cut my circle real quick. Okay, here we go. So there's my circle, and then I need to, some of this is going to hang over the edge a little bit, which is totally fine. But I want to position it so it's in the center of that circle that I just cut out. And you can see, maybe, if I'm not too far away, you can see where it's going to go over the edge just slightly, but I'm okay with that because the next size circle up would just be too big. It would just take up too much of the front of the card. So I'm going to run this through my machine. I'll be right back. I ran it through and then backed it up and ran it through again, just because it's an intricate die and I just didn't want it to be sticking anywhere. Okay, so there we go. Let me get this paper pulled off of here. Okay, so there you can see how this die cuts. If I can so that's what's left over, right? So it cuts this and then the middle. So if you don't have a circle, you can cut it out of your the whole front of your card. So you could make like a window card with this die. That's kind of what it does, is creates a window. But I wanted it to be a frame, so that's why I cut the circle first. And I just have a couple of pieces here I need to poke out. So I hope that made sense. Okay, I always heard take the price of your supplies times 2 is a good start. Yes. Okay, my die cutting machine, Jennifer, I use is an electric one, and it is Tim Holtz's Vagabond. I love it. I don't think they make them anymore. I also have the small little Stampin' Up! One, this little mini one, and I really like it. This is how wide the plates are right here. It's just a small one, but you know, if I'm cutting out, I used it a whole bunch when I was cutting, I think it was those mittens for the hand sanitizer things, and I just had it here, and it was just fast for me to not have to roll back and forth over to my machine. But yeah, I just love that Vagabond, and I sure hope it doesn't ever give out on me because I really enjoy using it. Okay, so now I need to stamp my greeting. Thanks for asking. I'm going to stamp "May your days be full of cheer" on the inside. You know, a lot of times I don't stamp a greeting on the inside of my cards, but when it comes to Christmas cards, you know, I feel that I know it's a Christmas card, and as long as it's I'm putting something that I like what it says on the inside, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm going to use this block. And I am going to stamp with Garden Green because that is one of the colors, the darker of the green colors here. I also have another die cutting machine, and when I did my little time of selling with Fun Stamper's Journey, I got that die cutting machine from them, but Fun Stamper's Journey was sort of part of Spellbinders, and so their platinum, I think they still call it platinum machine, is the same machine that we had with Fun Stamper's Journey, just a different color. I think their color scheme is gold and cream, maybe. I can't remember for sure. Spellbinders. It's a great machine if you want one that's not electric, because it has a really big platform, a really wide platform. You can put, I think, a full 8.5 sheet through it. It's one I would highly suggest if somebody were wanting to buy a new machine or something, because the one that I have has a magnetic platform on it. I don't know if theirs does. Probably, since they're the ones that made the one that I have. But yeah, it's just a really nice die cutting machine. Okay, so I had a piece of this strip left, so I'm just going to put it down here at the bottom. I wonder why they quit making the Vagabond machine. I really don't know the answer to that question. I mean, it's so cute too because it looks like an old suitcase. Oh, by the way, Stampin' Up! Is doing a sale on Close to My Heart items. You know, Close to My Heart went out of business, and Stampin' Up! Picked up some of what they sold. And a lot of their people moved over to Stampin' Up! And so anyway, if you're into scrapbooking or whatever, they're having a sale on Close to My Heart stuff. So you can check that out. All right, so here we go with this. We've got that part ready. Before I go sticking this on, I want to go over it with my Wink of Stella. And I know that it doesn't show up. You guys aren't going to see. It's going to look like I'm not doing a darn thing. But it's putting all this glimmer. Most of you know what Wink of Stella is. It just puts all this shimmery, glimmery goodness on there. So it's not as heavy as glitter. I love glitter, but it still just gives that nice little shimmer. We used to have a local stamp club here for many, many years, and we did cards for the troops. So we did cards that got sent to the troops, but they were cards that they could turn around and use to send back home, you know, to their families for birthdays or whatever. We did different ones. And one of the stipulations on the cards that we made for them is that they could not have any glitter, which I can totally understand. But I always, when I am thinking about glitter, that always enters my mind, how we couldn't use glitter on anything that we made to send off for that. I'm sure there are other places that really don't want you to add glitter, maybe like nursing homes and stuff. They probably don't want their people being all covered with glitter. Okay, that is going to go in the middle there. So I'm just going, before I do this, how about we do my drawing? Okay, so there weren't that many people that took part, but I've got the names here in my little thing. And I'm just going to stir it up and reach in and draw one out. Okay, here it is. So my rules were that it was US only, that I needed to be able to see that you were a subscriber. I wanted you to tell me how long you've been stamping and what your favorite color is. So let's see who is the winner. Been to Sarah. Tina Bean, you are the winner. Tina's been stamping for 17 years. Her favorite colors, she had two, were robin's egg blue and purple. So Sarah, leave me your mailing address and I will get a package off to you in the mail. Thanks so much for taking part, all of you who did. I was really happy to finally hit that 2,000 mark, especially since my channel's been around for a while. My channel started out, well, I think my very first video is one showing my craft room, my stamp room here. And then there's been updates to that one or two times as I moved things in here or changed something. But back in the day when I first started my channel, I was doing a lot of wig videos. I'm just putting the glue around the outside of this frame, not the leafy part. So, because I was buying a lot of wigs, I have hair loss, like some of it is from medication I take for my thyroid. Some of it is genes. And some of it is basically, I think, alopecia. So, it's a really hard pill to swallow to be a woman and have hair loss. And I was still working in an office, a big office at the time. And it just got to the point finally where I felt I had to do something. I tried the Rogaine stuff for a while and did all that. And um, that really doesn't do a whole lot. Okay, my little deer, let me get some dimensionals on him back here. And so I finally bit the bullet and I went to a wig place in a city not far from here. And I bought two that were, when I think back on them now, one was okay. The other one was ridiculous because it was blonde, 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 blonde. And but I decided if I had to wear hair, I was gonna wear any hair I wanted to, any color, any style. And I just went crazy there for a while buying all these wigs. And when I decided that I was gonna start wearing hair, I told people at my job because I thought I'm just gonna be quite open about it. And because the reason I did that is I didn't really want people talking about it. You know, if they knew, I just figured if I said it, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to wear hair now. And, you know, so you're going to see me wearing whatever hairstyle and color I want. That way they couldn't be doing, you know, what women do sometimes and all that jibber jabbering. So that's what I did. And then I started doing wig videos here on YouTube. And geez, there's a few of them that have thousands and thousands and thousands of views. It's crazy. And so after a while, after I bought this whole wardrobe of wigs, I kind of quit buying because, I mean, how many can you have? And so then I quit doing my wig videos, really. I haven't done one for a long time. And so, of course, all the people that were watching my channel for that aren't probably watching my channel anymore. Okay, so I'm going to put Merry Christmas on here, but I wanted it curved because I want to put it around this circle. So I'm just going to lay it on my block here and kind of curve it the way I want it. Okay, so there's that. Now then, I'm going to stamp it on this Granny Apple Green. And I've got my other powder tool. I've got my embossing buddy, and then I have this powder tool also. So that's my sort of hair story. I still wear wigs, but I have hair. It's not like I'm completely bald. I do have some hair, but not a lot of it. But I pull it up into, I tell my husband it's my poof. Most of the time just around home and stuff, or out and about here. Sometimes I wear wigs, but most of the time I just pull my hair I have up into a poof on my head, a ponytail, like a messy bun, okay? Sort of that type of a thing. And then I have these wide headband things. Mine, the ones I like the most, kind of look like handkerchief scarves. And that's what I wear because that's what's comfortable to me. Okay, let's see how this goes. I tell you, I would much rather have hair because trying to figure out how to hide the fact that you don't have a lot of hair or very much hair. You know what? That doesn't look like it's stamped very good. I think I'm going to have to stamp it again because I can see where I missed part of it, so it'd be easier to just re-stamp it. Yeah, it'd be easier to just fix my hair in some way than it would be to, you know, hide the fact. Always worrying about it. I should have used my foam pad and I wouldn't have that issue there with not getting the ink on. But now I can see the whole Merry Christmas. So I think we're going to be okay. So there was a positive, you know, with my hair loss is that the videos that I did on here on YouTube, I got lots of nice comments that were telling my story and sharing the wig reviews and stuff like that helped other people. So, you know, I'm glad that I could turn it into a positive and know that the crappy hand of cards that I've been dealt actually, oopsie, actually helped somebody else. So, and there could be things way worse, right? I'll tell you, I keep hitting my light with the heat gun. If I were a skinny girl, I would probably just shave my hair off and not be afraid to be bald. But I don't have the profile for it. So I don't do that, but I have seen some neat, some people that have, women that have hair loss that have had their, had some kind of really cool tattoo put on their head. I know that's not for everybody, but, you know, I'm not going to do that, but I'm saying if I were a skinny girl with a really lovely profile, I would maybe have thought that might be an option. But now I'm old and I'm not skinny, so I have the messy bun poof with the scarf mostly. All right, so there is that, and I'm going to pop that up on some mini dimensionals here. I'm been a little more chitty chatty than normal today. All right, I think that's quite enough. Oh, and I've got some fun embellishments to put on here. And then we'll have our fun story time out of the Good Housekeeping magazine. All right, so I'm going to pop this right over here. Susan Powder, you remember her, Brian? Yep. She was crazy. Okay. So there's that. Look, I'm going to put these cute peppermint candies on here. These are so adorable. I'm going to tell you guys a little something after I get these on here and show you. And you may already know these have been not available to purchase, I think, pretty much since they came out, which is unfortunate. Okay, but there's the card. I hope you like it. Isn't it cute? I think it's cute. There's the first one I made. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you and show you is this. Did you know that you can make your own little candies? See all that goodness? And there's red and white ones in here, like peppermints. And do you know how I made these? They come from their perler beads. This was a lot of love to make that many of those, because you have to stand them up on a cookie sheet and then not let the cookie sheet move when you go to put it in your oven, okay? Because you don't want the cookie sheet bouncing, or you know how it does sometimes when you pick it up and it flexes. Well, you don't want that happening, because then your little beads go all over the place. But it's been so long ago that I made those. I can't remember what temperature you melt them on, but if you look it up here on YouTube, I know there's a video. I can't remember. I may have even done one. I can't remember now. But you'll find one that tells you what temperature to heat them up on, and then you just keep watching till they go flat. The only ones that didn't turn out, and I don't know why that is, the only ones that didn't turn out round for whatever reason were this color, these two colors of green. Look, that color, those match with the greens here. And they wanted to kind of turn into an oval for some reason, but yeah, I bought a package of perler, these like this that were striped. I believe I found them at Hobby Lobby, and it's really kind of fun to make them, but it's labor intensive, I'll tell you, standing all those little beads up and then keeping your fingers crossed that they don't go flying. Okay, so there was that little piece of information. So Marianne, do you remember what temperature they went in the oven on? Because I don't. Okay, our story time. And Jennifer, I do this, usually I do little books, like we finished up story time out of this little miniature book here. And then I found this old Good Housekeeping magazine, and I thought this time it would be fun to read things out of this, because it's just so funny. This magazine is back from May of 1935, and back then it cost 25 cents. And magazines are so skinny now, but yeah, 25 cents. And this issue here is actually, it says golden anniversary number. And so yeah, so I just find either funny ads or a story. I've opened it right to this page that I think this is a poem. So how about we just read this today and see what this is. It says, "To My Mother" by Rose Darrow. The photograph up here is by Thomas O'Shekel. I have known music in the wind's wild leer through mighty pines, in rhythmic waves that beat along gray lines, of cliff and symphonies of studied art, but never music that has thrilled my heart like your brave laugh undaunted down the years, weaving a thread of gold through care and tears. I have known beauty in gold spilled by a sudden autumn sun, in hush of twilight when the day was done, in trees that sway by hidden mountain streams, in youthful eyes envisioning long dreams. But beauty's self I've watched as your soul trod the brave white way that you have walked with God. Aw, very sweet. Okay, let's see what this ad is about. I love these big full page ads that are like a story in themselves, and most of these are just very humorous. So, am I far enough